So first off, let's take a look at how successful you think business incubators have been so far in empowering entrepreneurs. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, incubators in Kenya have taken good route recently because of the involvement of ICTs. SMEs have also sought incubation efforts, but it is the ICT where we have most of the youth and the usage of ICT applications that have boosted incubation efforts and demand for incubation services in the country.
How costly is it when we're talking about the resources that are needed for one entrepreneur? How costly is the incubation route to empower entrepreneurs?
The process may be different depending on the level of investment in particular areas. For instance, if you are talking of an ICT incubatee, you are talking of the costs to amortize the equipment and the technologies that are needed to incubate such an incubatee. It may happen that the incubatee will be looking at taking over some of the investment that has already been done. We are talking of an investment on a monthly basis so that you can also support the existence of the incubatee in the incubator of roughly $500 to $1,000.
Mm-hmm. And on a monthly basis, yes. There. Where's the money coming from to fund incubation, specifically in Will Power Incubation's case?
Now, the board of directors of Will Power put some resources available so that we can undertake incubation for ideas that have been vetted to generate resources within a period of 1 year. So we will put our own resources, or in some cases where the incubatee is not keen in switching their shares for the incubation effort, they pay to be incubated through the incubator. But in many cases, because majority of the innovators are straight from college and may not have the background support of families, they choose to switch, say 10 to 15% of their equity in their business mm-hmm. to the organization, to the incubator.
So is that, of course, how Will Power works, where you would take some equity in the business in exchange, of course, for funding the incubation process?
Yes, we do that.
Yeah.
In some other cases, we actually take a bigger proportion than 15 to 20%, depending on the level of involvement and the level of investment that is needed, where only the incubatee comes with their skills and they are interested in receiving a salary that is commensurate with the market level. What we do is we take a bigger proportion. In most cases, the proportion never goes below 30% if they are not investing anything more than their skills, yeah. Or if the idea is not owned by the organization.
When it comes to, let's look at some case studies, and when it comes to successes that you've had, what really stands out as one of the entrepreneurs that has come through the process and now successfully has their own business?
Sorry?
Give us an example of an entrepreneur that has gone through the incubation process with you and is now successful outside of, outside the help that you previously gave them.
We have one incubatee that is running, now it's called Octagon Data Systems. Octagon Data Systems was incubated from 2004 to develop technology for agriculture. At the moment, Octagon is the leader in delivery of ICT solutions to the tea sector and the dairy sector in Kenya, and has taken their technologies to the wider East Africa, handling tea, mainly handling tea weighment from the field to the processing in the factory. in Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, and now Rwanda has come on board. So they are actually growing at a very fast rate.
And of course, I'm sure employing a lot of people as they grow along with that. Tell us about your views right now on the sector as a whole and the outlook for entrepreneurship in Kenya. Do you think that it's thriving right now? Do you think that there are impediments to growth in the sector as a whole and to entrepreneurs coming online and getting the idea into a business phase?
Yeah, the biggest challenge that we have in the SME sector generally, it has to do with the availability of investment capital. We may have very good business plans presented by innovative young graduates, but we don't have the money to invest in them, and we don't have the ability to retain good mentors so that they are able to grow at a pace that can give returns to the innovator. Mm-hmm. So the biggest challenge that we have is not a lack of market, because market is readily available for innovation. What is lacking now is the cost of the cash, and when it is available for investment, you find that the cost of it is so high. We are talking of interest rates that in Kenya rises to beyond 30%. And if you do not have your own internal resources to support incubation, or the network infrastructure to support what is coming in from the colleges, then we have a big challenge.